I think let's get on with it with the art projects.
Who's gonna see? Toastmaster helper is there, you can assign this.
Joke master, she's also a speech evaluator. Toastmaster Eba, I hope you saw that you are a speech evaluator also.
My phone is upstairs being charged. I didn't see the agenda.
Okay,
At all.
no worries. Now you can see it, or you'll be introduced. And you are actually
Who is
evaluating.
yes, who am I evaluating?
You are evaluating Toastmaster Abid Ali Habib, and he's doing his ice breaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I should.
Yeah, so
Bring
you
my
are familiar
phone.
with icebreaker. So okay, so yes, we are live now, and yes, Imran, you can start.
Is Abid TM Abid Ali in the room?
Yes.
Okay. So could he send me the evaluation sheet on my mobile phone?
It's icebreaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening and welcome to 1075th meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. We follow a few ground rules who all are requested to encourage not to talk about sex, religion, and politics in derogatory manner. I request everyone to please put your mobile phone on silent mode. And if you have to receive the call, then you can attend the call outside of the room. With that, it's time for me to invite the acting president, right? Okay, so please give him a big round of applause. Let's welcome Mr. Masudar Hamid.
Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for joining. We are it is 1075th. Yeah, so it's kind of a platinum jubilee, right? 75. Yeah. So it's the 1075th meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. Thank you all for joining. And since there are no non-Toastmasters, we will dispense with the description of what Toastmasters is, because that will be quite redundant and ridiculous. So, and we will move on to our business session, which will be conducted by our secretary, Toastmaster Imran. So, Toastmaster Imran, please come on the stage, report on any proceedings and anything else that you need to announce.
Okay. So there will be two announcements. First one is there will be Division B lunch on which date? This coming
22nd.
22nd. Okay,
Yes.
22nd of October. You all are requested to attend. It's on at Lavish, right?
Lasagna.
Sorry. Lasagna, and our first speech contest, table topics and evaluation will be planned to conduct on 29th of October. So everyone sharpen your axes or whatever, or saws or whatever you have. And you only those who are the paid members can compete in the speech contest. With that, over to you, Mr. President.
What about last meeting? Okay.
Over to you.
Okay. I'll recap the last meeting because last meeting voting was done in broad daylight without any regard for confidentiality. Actually, our vote counter was one of our new family members. It transferred from Zenith Toastmasters Club. So that is why there was public voting, and best speaker went to myself because there were only 3 speakers, and best table topics went to our visitor from abroad, Toastmaster Elliot. Best evaluator went to Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Best facilitator went to our grammarian, DTM Irfan Farooqi. And best Big Four once again went to myself as Table Topics Master. So if you don't take up roles, the same people end up taking multiple roles, and that's how the probability of winning more than one award increases. So that's a lesson for all the members here. And yes, that's pretty much it. So once again, I'll reiterate the reminder about the contest, October 29th. We will be holding all our contests on Sunday mornings, and they will be hybrid. So our members abroad and our members here can all participate. This is a tradition of Karachi Toastmasters Club since a few years that we keep our contests separate from mainstream meetings. And there are two reasons for that. The first is that holding a contest in the same environment takes something away. It doesn't make it much of a special occasion. We usually hold them on Sunday mornings, bright and early. Everybody is relaxed and there's a proper contest atmosphere, and people don't have engagements on Sundays. So, and the second reason is that, and that is also a blessing. It's a great problem to have that we have so many speakers for each meeting that we cannot afford to miss a meeting and dedicate a meeting to contests. So it's a win-win situation. Before going further, I'd like to invite someone very special to the stage. One of our stalwarts, a member very dear and loved to all of us, used to be in Pakistan, and then he came from Kuwait and he came to Pakistan, and then he went to Kuwait. And as far as I know, he's in Kuwait these days as well. But these days, of course, he's visiting Pakistan. So everyone, please welcome Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Please share your.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Latif. I live in Karachi, work in Kuwait. I have friends on both sides, but major of my learning begins or remains with Karachi Toastmasters Club. Or whatever I am today, I feel there is a big role of these two legends here and overall Toastmasters who have evaluated bits of my work, appreciated all my, can I say, non-acceptable flyers.
No. They're amazing flyers.
Okay, that turned out well later stage. But thank you. And once again, I'm here for on my holidays. So I felt always being home if I visit Karachi Toastmasters Club. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome. And solve this great mystery for us once and for all. How are you not a DTM? Because as far as I know, you've completed several pathways, you've been in club officer roles, and you have a very vibrant Toastmasters career in your district Kuwait. So,
just answer to your question.
Yeah.
It is just disclosing before the contest. I want to be a district champion. DTM is not my achievement.
But those are two not mutually exclusive. You can have one. Vanity Prize is a DTM and she's a world champion. So
if I have to give a reason beyond this, whatever work I have to do, I prefer doing it with excellence. But when you go to area roles or division roles, being a leadership, then you compromise many things and somehow you don't get to it. If this is acceptable by DTM.
okay, but you can complete your DTM from Pakistan without fulfilling that.
Yes, I have done 5.
Yeah, exactly. So think about it. Think about it. And fittingly, your DTM will come to Karachi Toastmasters Club that way. So think about it. Have a think. Because honestly, I believe that you have delivered so much. You have given so much to Karachi Toastmasters Club and to your home club and to the Toastmasters community that you just deserve to earn that time. So we have also another guest with us. Sir, can you come on the stage and introduce yourself? Sorry, I forget his. He is from CA Toastmasters from Karachi. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Talha.
Yes.
So my name is Yusuf Zoebali. I am a member of CA Toastmasters Club, and this is the first time I'm visiting CA Karachi Toastmasters as a guest. Just wanted to know how the other club functions, how things operate in another clubs, and just to meet some new guys. Okay.
Thank you so much. Lovely to have you. And before we move further, here's a reminder to everyone that please have a look at the agenda and see what roles you have and what evaluations you have. And we will now move on to the education sessions. Our Toastmaster of the day is Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. He'll be with us very soon. But in the meantime, let me do away with some of the responsibilities to save time, because we have a packed agenda today. We have 8 projects, and in such a situation, we do one of two things. And as table topics master, with the permission of PMOD when he comes, I will like to do that. And that is that instead of holding table topic sessions separately after the speeches, we will have 3 or 4 table topic speeches in between the prepared speeches. So that adds quite a bit of variety, and that helps us also carry the theme of the meeting. And theme of the meeting today is myths and metaphors. Now, myths are a very important part of our culture, because every culture in the world has its own set of myths. Some are common, some are different. So, for example, if we go into religion and theology, we have the story, we have the historical account of our prophets, for example, our holy prophet and Jesus Christ and Moses, Joseph and other prophets. A version of these stories also appears in other cultures with some similarities and some dissimilarities. So this leads us to believe that not everything can be termed as fictional or artificial. It has to have happened, so that is why it is pervasive in all the world's cultures. There's also another great, people call it myth, but I would call it as something that is present in almost every culture. The story of a great flood rings a bell in our religion, in Christianity, in Judaism. The great flood is associated with Hazrat Noah, and his people were punished through the great flood, and the earth was purged. There was an ark in which the animals were saved, and only a few believers survived. Believe it or not, in geological records, as well as continental movements, as well as myths and legends and stories and folk tales around the world, you will always find a great flood at some point. There is a mention of great flood where all humanity is wiped. And that presents us with a very interesting conundrum. And this I present to you. Tell me, can you perceive or conceive of something that you have not experienced? Think about it for a moment. Your brain is having memories and processing capacity, and it is trained on your experiences and beliefs. So whenever you think of something, for example, you write a sentence, you just rearrange the letters and words that you already know, right? And that follows that perhaps our brain cannot conceive of what it has not already experienced until there's an external impetus. Someone tells us something, or some force or some phenomenon actually informs us of something that we had not perceived before. And then it follows. That means that if we can imagine anything, it probably happened or it can happen. No matter how ridiculous. We have tall tales contests where we try to outdo each other by telling tall tales and impossible stories. But each and every one of those stories has elements that are very familiar to us. For example, space travel, superheroes, extraordinary powers, coincidences, and feats of great strength and courage. And think about it. None of those things are something that did not happen. We have all experienced those in real life. We're just amplifying those experiences to turn them into tall tales. So it can be argued that if we can perceive something or conceive something, maybe it already happened, it happened to our ancestors, or probably it will happen in the future. So think about it. When you think about myths and legends and stories and folk tales, you'll find so many common threads. For example, as I said, the Great Flood, then fairies, gnomes, and underground creatures, all are found in all the myths and legends and folk tales around the world. So one can argue that if we were the figment of one's imagination, how would they be present in all the cultures around the world? Same goes for stories about monsters and devils and imps and beings and creatures that can affect the weather, right? So think about it. There are so many common threads in Indian ancient religious fiction. Yeah, in ancient religious books of the Hindu religion, you will find vivid descriptions of huge wars. And if you translate them, you will find that they are describing flying saucers and nuclear weapons. And that's not just unique to those cultures. Anyhow, so moving on to the segments, as our secretary has very pointedly reminded me that opening segment has gone on too long. So apologies for that. We'll have 3 segments, of course. We'll have speeches, table topics, and evaluation. But table topics will happen in between the speeches. And secondly, we have a host of facilitators today. We have a grammarian and word master. So to save time, I will not be calling each role there unless they're needed. Grammarian and word master is Toastmaster Sharon, and he will be looking for grammatical errors and good usage of the language. And word of the day today is enigma. Enigma means a mystery, something that is not known, something that is difficult to grasp. You're all encouraged to use this enigmatic word as much as possible. Then we have our timer, our Toastmaster timer. Our timer is our newest family member, Toastmaster Rafa. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happens when you drone on and on in the opening monologue. You forget names. Toastmaster Rafa, she'll do the timing, and it's the usual drill: 5, 6, 7 minutes, or 4, 5, 6 minutes, or 1 to 2 minutes, or 2 to 3 minutes. You're all Toastmasters. I don't need to repeat for those things. The third facilitator is our R counter, and today our R counter would be another new family member, Toastmaster Mohammed Iqbal. He will be counting the R's and Ums and filler words and other crutch things that we all say, and he'll be reporting. And then we have the all-important this. I'm not sure if somebody took listener, but sorry. Oh, Toastmaster Mufaddal is here. Thank you so much. So Toastmaster Mufaddal, you can take over after the yeah. So nobody took listener, but we have our joke master, and our joke master is Toastmaster Hiba. So Toastmaster Hiba, over to you.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, why did the tree go to the dentist? Why did the tree go to the dentist?
Root canal.
Sorry?
For the root canal treatment.
Yes, yes, to get a
Wow.
root canal.
Wow.
To get a root canal. Why do ghosts like to ride in elevators? Why do ghosts like to ride in elevators?
They like to get high.
They want to rise.
Something like that, because it raises their spirits. And why was Cinderella kicked off the soccer team? Why was Cinderella kicked off the soccer team?
He had only one.
Okay, one shoe.
One shoe. Correct.
No, because she ran away from the ball. What day of the week is an egg's least favorite? What day of the week is an egg's least favorite?
Friday.
Friday, yes. What is a boxer's favorite drink? What is a boxer's favorite drink?
Punch. Fruit punch.
Yes,
Yes.
fruit punch. And the last, what has 13 hearts but no other organs? What has 13 hearts but no other organs?
A deck of cards.
Very
Yes.
right. Over to the Toastmaster of the evening. Very correct, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. And now I hand over the charge to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mufaddal. You just introduce the speech in the project, and that's it. And then move. And we'll
They've
also,
done the role.
yeah. And we'll be doing the table topics in between. So after every two speeches or three speeches, just follow the table topics.
So I'm just about to introduce the first speaker.
Yeah, exactly. And the evaluators will not be invited. You just introduce.
okay.
Yeah.
Or if you have come up with your opening statement, you can.
Yeah, you can.
I'll do that.
Because
Do that in between. I have prepared some. of
Because
the
our
stuff, yeah.
secretary misguided us, we are actually making good time. If you had actually read the agenda, Toastmaster Imran, you would know that we are not behind time.
Okay.
He was fully learned.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have started our prepared speech segment. Sorry, my name is Mufaddal and for being late. So our first speaker is Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar. He is delivering his project from Leadership Development Level 5, leading in a volunteer organization. The title of the speech is The Color of Angels. The Color of Angels. The time for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The Color of Angels. Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar. The stage is yours.
I hope my evaluator is available.
The evaluator, I'm sorry, I forgot to. TM Irfan Farooqi, I guess he's there. Yeah, he's there.
Team Irfan is available, right?
No,
Yes.
I'm not the evaluator of speech.
If it's
I am
mentioned,
I was told that I'm table topic evaluator.
You are also my evaluator according to the, and I also shared my evaluation sheet in Karachi Toastmaster Club WhatsApp group.
Okay, that's not an issue at all. I will evaluate you. No problem. I thought I was in the group. I was told that I will be given only table topic evaluation. I will be given
no.
one role.
he agreed.
Okay.
Just a minute. Okay, you can start now. 5 to 7.
Dear journal evaluator, Toastmasters, and guest if there is any in beach luxury. I heard that angels are white, but that was not how I pictured them. To me, angel is an old man with beard and white turban called Aji Suleiman, who pioneered a volunteer organization in my hometown. We all thought it would be a non-starter. Little did we know that faith will move mountains. It was basically a shelter house for women without a breadwinner or abandoned by their families. No visit to my hometown is complete without visiting to this center, where I would like to hear the story of this great man and this center that he is running. I knew the story by heart, but I liked to hear it repeated. I had the opportunity to lead this organization for some time. When I was a fresh graduate, it was my first leadership role in my life. People around me hoped that I would make sort of some differences in others' lives. My friends have frequently now mentioned me that they had liked me to tell how I got involved with this story. Today is the opportunity to tell you about my experience leading this volunteer organization or involving with it. Dear Toastmaster, when you don't know something, nothing can hurt you. But once on a chance visit in this center, I came to know and even saw the helpless faces of the dweller, and it hurt me. I could tell something very unfortunate must have happened with these women who were living there. In stories, I had heard words like misfortune, hopelessness, living in hell, but these had been the words. Now I was just felt, now that was exactly what I was just felt for these women who were living there. Something must have unfortunate, happened to the developer of these centers. Poverty, dear Toastmaster, of course, no disgrace, but I found it a very great inconvenience. Many criminal cases had been registered related to those women, including honor killing. Although I know there is no place like home, I still remember a girl identified as Asba had been killed in her one-room home, which she had rented after escaping from her abusive husband. She had been tied with the doorknob and she had been dead for several days, according to the doctors. It was in fact a neighbor who had detected the smell, alerts the notables. I remembered she had been shifted from our rural health center to our center because they refused even to admit her. Her parents told us that they had no enemies, but her death was not an enigma. I could tell they were upset because they were talking in a way they had when they didn't want somebody else to hear them. The neighbors of the dead woman, said they might be moving to different places, which left me wondering what kind of fears had been inflicted to them. Dear Toastmasters, come to my tenure and leadership. During my tenure, I did two important things. I went to every individual contributor in my town and request them to raise their contribution to accommodate more women. Secondly, I involved myself in financial activities of the center in order to create a greater transparency and accountability to win the hearts and minds of our donor. We all 10 people working on pro bono basis except one watchman who was paid a meager amount out of our humble budget. I coordinated various sister departments, government departments such as social welfare department, and organized technical and other short courses for these women so that they can earn a respectable money by themselves. When I was about to leave this organization for my further study in Karachi, some young and energetic boys came forward and took the leadership role and made my leadership transition role very smooth. Although I didn't initiate this organization, after my leadership role, I developed a sort of emotional attachment with it and became its mentor and de facto head. Now, frankly speaking, I'm firmly in the saddle. Dear Toastmasters, I have very few good things in my life. I have done very few good things in my life. Being involved with this organization is one of them. Over here, I also invite you to be a part of any voluntary service or organization, because what the eye doesn't see, the heart doesn't grave over. Now, I cannot asking you to put your head in the lion's mouth or stir up the harnessed nest. All I'm asking is just to do anything. A good place to start could be to find an empowered one and offer your commiseration, provide solace, and express sympathy with him or her. We can all do it. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Asghar. I must say you are a walking dictionary, and the background implies that you have got a lots of words from those books, and you are imparting that on us. Since the theme of the day is about myths and metaphors, myths are more than just ancient tales and legends. And about metaphors, they are actually a bridge between our abstract thoughts and the concrete world around us. After listening to Toastmasters Asghar's speech, I recalled one of the metaphors which says, the world is your oyster, which means that the world is full of opportunities. The oysters contains the pearls. So we need to think for the pearls and we need to think for the opportunities ourselves. So now we are moving on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Iqbal. Is he here?
Yes.
Okay, great. He is delivering his project from level 3, project 2, focus on the positive nature, the source of inspiration. His evaluator is DTM Talab Ahmed. The time for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Focus on the positive nature of this state as well.
Your timing, right? Timer is visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I welcome all Toastmasters. Yes. Good evening. Today, my topic is nature, the source of inspiration. Migratory birds travel from Siberia to Sindh. In Kacha, I saw beautiful nature things when how they symmetrically move, and in since they stay and they increase their strength in numbers, and spending some time they move towards Siberia or the next level. Now I try to link this to my life. When I was in metric, like all other students, I try to get admission in top level colleges in Karachi. And by the help of God, my name is all three top level college. I prefer to take admission in DJ due to my elder sister likes this college. When I got admission, my as pre-engineering students all try to get admission in NED, or at that time Daud was at engineering college. And when I got a result, my numbers less, but I try once to improve my percentage. Last, I got admission in civil engineering first year. I got my purpose is only to get admission. I take admission, but in civil engineering, in whole 1 year, I not get linked with this studies. Then I shifted from civil to mechanical, and in mechanical engineering, I not try to study the education, but when not just the whole things, because I thought that in mechanical field is mechanics. They all try to do in board and nothing in practical. Okay, time is over and over. I try to grasp, but in when I time is over in third year, I request my mother. I wish to repeat the second year. She said, okay, I contact with vice chancellor. They shifted me in the an upcoming session, and I try to start second year mechanical engineering. Time is over and over. At that time, I feel that when I studies all classes, but when I put in examination hall, I fear and procrastinate. Due to procrastination, that I try to first or grasp all. I don't put my thoughts in examination copy, or at that was. At that level, I complete all classes, but in examination, I very my hypothetic in then I get admission in Park Swiss Training Center, and 9-month intensive precision mechanics and instrumentation, where I feel the mechanical touch. They give me a brilliant cumulative report, and that for getting this report and many 9 months intensive precision mechanics instrumentation, I got very wonderful feelings, and then I returned to NED and try to reverse the and my education career, but registrar refused me that no, one time we can restart your education, but in second time we don't give chance to do. I try my best, but they know. At that time, my mother said his story that in Peshawar, with 4 siblings, they got how they complete their master in Urdu, MA Urdu. At that time, great poet Ahmad Faraz was her teacher. They shifted from Peshawar to Lahore. At that time, my uncle was colonel and got agricultural land near Wagah border, and BRB canal was aggregate that land. Our family situated and try to start as harvester. My mother, friend of my uncle and auntie live in Gulbar, which is very posh at that time. And in this way, from Wagah to Lahore, Gulbar, she saw Lady National Institute of Teachers Training. The fees and the food area was so big, therefore did not try to get admission. But that is the time of 1965, and some months the whole changes has come, and all they are practice. Time is only some seconds are there.
Keep on. Continue.
Red is come.
Yes.
Okay, I try to wipe up the story, but my mother, she said, then how they had in 1965, okay, we are the effective, our family was the effective, and government supports effective of 65 was, they announced that the effectives get admission in any university, but with help of government sponsorship and loan of 6%. On the next day, my mother got admission, and we shift and with as a tenant, we get home, and my family completed this year. This was the time of kindergarten, where my mother completed BCom, and since government announced KG school, first KG kindergarten school Sangar, where my mother got admission. Got this job, first job, due to this training. Then my mother said that if one thing is close, try to see the opportunity to others. This is how the birds grew their chicks. They don't push, but try to move forward. They try to power in their feeders, and how the newly grow up in Sindh, and they move towards Siberia. Now I take over the charge.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Iqbal. I really loved the way you delivered your naturistic speech and connected it to your real life. It was truly admirable. I usually feel my palm is itchy, despite it is not itchy, but I keep on itching it. For the reason that there's a myth that if you have an itchy palm, you'll be getting a lot of money. So moving on ahead with our next. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
No,
it was not icebreaker. Yeah.
Okay, so moving ahead with our next speaker. He is Toastmaster Megwar, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Rafa.
Yes.
Sorry, I pronounced it incorrectly.
Rafa.
Toastmaster. Okay. He is delivering, Toastmaster Megwar is delivering his speech from Presentation Mastery Level 3 Elective. Inspire your audience. The title of this speech is Journey from Chalkboard to Toastmasters. The stage is yours.
Toastmasters, I think this one can be timed by Okay, fine. Thank you.
I'll show color.
Continuous learning is the bridge between where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. And it is the key that unlocks the door to personal and to professional success. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dear Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening. I received my early education from my hometown in district Tharparkar through government schools. Until the 5th grade, we were taught all subjects in the Sindhi language, and we were used the slate, small, or and write on it with the chalk pen. Really, we started the learning with the English alphabet when I enrolled in the higher secondary school in the 6th grade. And it was the first time when I used the pencil and wrote on the notebook. I could hardly remember the alphabet in the 6th. And I still remember the first lesson. It was the hello, I am Imran Ahmed. I am Pajal Qazi. Nice to meet you. Only 3 lines. But now you imagine that if you see the nursery books, even in nursery lessons are more extensive of that. But at that time, English was very complicated. But there was a big problem for us. Our teacher taught us in the English. First we read and the English sentence and then translate into Sindhi. Really, it was a big problem for me. So that's why I could not improve my skills during my school time. To be honest, when I completed my matriculation, I could not even read the English lessons and the English newspaper smoothly. There's no doubt I was weak during my school, but then I commended myself. I struggled, tried, work hard. When I entered in the university, I was confident and I was just good. I was understand the English well manner, but I was somewhat good, but kind of respond, but I was not fluent in the English. Then, unfortunately, I got job first in the NGOs in the third desert. So in my career, I worked there about 8 years, but I could not improve my English. When I got first job in the USAID project, it was the first time meeting. There were the bureaucrats, other USAID representatives, and when the meeting was started, they started with English conversation. Being a professional, I was the part of that speech. Really, I felt at that time uneasy and difficult. I could not speak well at that time. When meeting was ended, I decided myself, I analyzed myself that if I have to grow in my career, then English is very necessary. Then I searched few English institute here in the Karachi and finally got the admission in Domino English centers. And I studied there 3 months, but I was not satisfied. Because there was the similar patterns, first they taught the tenses, then part of speech, then give the homework student and the teachers. Being a professional, it was very difficult for me, and I could not even fulfill my dream as I expected from that. But in the professional life, if you enter in the professional life, it might be job or in the business. In particularly in our country, if you are good in the English, then they consider that you are the intelligent. Really, still we are not to understand that English is just language. If you are technical, if you have command on the technical work, but here scenario is changed. If you are the technical command, but you have not speak the English, then they consider that you are not intelligent. As I observed, maybe I am wrong. Coming to the point, when I am very thankful to my colleague, Mr. Mehboob Naik, who first time took me here and introduced the Karachi Toastmaster Club. And then immediately I become the proud member of the Karachi Toastmaster Club. It was on 8th January 2020. Then, due to the pandemic, I could not continue. Our physical meeting was shifted to online. So again, thanks of God, He gave me the power. I again rejoined the Karachi Toastmaster Club. I am trying my level best to become the fluent English speaker. As per my perspective, as when I joined the Karachi Toastmaster Club, I analyze and understand that it is the only platform where you can improve your English skills. And the Toastmaster Club is the unique and non-profit platform where you improve your skills, as well as there is no difference. There is no boss, there is no teacher, there is no student. We all are equal, and we play them all voluntarily roles and give them honest feedback. And you can identify your weaknesses, and then you can convert it into strengths. So let's come, invite your friends and family member, colleagues, and to start learning together on Toastmaster Club and become the good and fluent public speaker in the world. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Megwar, for the inspiring speech. All the way from the deserts of Tharparkar, moving and converting himself into a refined and crispy Toastmaster, you are a true inspiration. Thank you. One of my friends said that, see, take care of yourself. A black cat just crossed your roads. Don't worry. May God bless the black cat. Good. So now, moving ahead, it's Toastmaster Mufaddal. So he's delivering his speech from Dynamic Leadership Level 1, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The title of his speech is Milk and Water. His evaluator is Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar. Yes. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Milk and water, the stage is mine. The last week had been very hectic for me. It was not due to the workload. It was due to the over invitations I was getting. Making a balance between your official life and your personal life is a job, a full-time job. Especially when there's a lot of dinings and there's a lot of delicious food you have to eat in those gatherings. In one perspective, these gatherings were really difficult for me to avoid, as most of them were from my in-laws. And you know that making excuses in family isn't an easy task. The allure of dining out is unavoidable. At the same time, I discovered that I had very unpleasant moments dining out. During that whole week when I was dining out, I had a severe issue of acidity. It was so severe that it actually intruded into my sleeps and I was not able to get good sleep. My mother came over and said, there is a myth, or you can say a home remedy, that you can have doodh pani, milk and water. Though in Karachi, we have a lot of water already in the milk, but yet I added some more water into that milk for the reason that milk is basic in nature. You have acidity in your stomach. So when you have it, it neutralizes it, creates a neutralization reaction producing salt and water. And those who had made some attention during their school science classes would have understood this. So I had that doodh pani and magic, it really worked. My 3-year-old daughter is a keen observant. She tries to mimic everything we do and she tries to repeat it. One day, one interesting thing happened. I came from my office back and I started to get relaxed. I offered my prayers. Usually she comes and sit on the mat, the prayers mat. But this time she didn't. She was just standing aside, waiting for me to end it. And as soon as I ended my prayers, she was watching me with a sparkling eyes and said, "Look, Pani." I said, "Wait, honey, I'm all fine. I don't need any good money anymore." She again said, "Look, Pani." I said, "No, beta, I don't need any good money. I'm all fine. I had it and I'm feeling okay. That's okay. I don't need it." She said, "Too funny." I was completely blunt. She left the room in a frustration. Next day, same thing happened. I came, offered my prayers. She was standing and she again said, "Too funny." I played this time differently. I told her, "Okay, let's have dudh pani." I thought she'll bring a toy glass for me. I like to have that dudh pani and everything will be settled. But nothing happened. I kept on repeating, "Okay, let's have it." She said dudh pani and she got more and more frustrated and she left again. I was stunned. The third day, the same thing happened and she came inside my room and she said, "Dudh pani." This time she was very upset. I played the same way. "Okay, honey, let's have dudh pani. Why are you so upset?" My wife at the back, she was observing all these things and she said, "Honey, she's not saying dudh pani. She's wishing you good morning." I was totally shocked. I then linked the dots. Yeah, why would she say dudh pani? She was actually greeting me good morning. She had just started her school and she was wishing me good morning, but I was not able to interpret. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, similar situations come in our lives. We don't listen, we don't observe. We just try to quickly jump onto conclusions and throw impulsive reactions to the things which we have listened. And this is bad. With our relations in the family, with friends and colleagues, these type of situations can lead to many, many bad things. In our relationships, if we don't try to improve this, we don't try to avoid this, eventually this leads to a destruction of relationships. Long-lasting relationships can only be you can say they elongate if you are able to understand the opposite person's stuff with less words. The key to effective communication is to give a pause, listen, and then act. That day I decided that I'll be a very good listener from now onwards. And I'll be listening to people with all my heart and with all my interest before reacting to them. Otherwise, everything will be funny. Over to you, Toastmaster. Yeah,
We have listeners slots still available, so why not have to take the listeners?
We can give listener to a new member. We can break for table topics.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So this time we have changed a bit. Usually we have prepared speeches continuously, but we have decided to move to table topics. So yes, it's time for fun. And now I would like to invite our table topic master, and he is DTM Talab bin Hamid. So Talab bin Hamid, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster of the day. We'll have a short and sweet table topic session. And I'd first like to invite our guest from CA Toastmasters Club, sir, to come on the stage. And again, please remind me of your name. Yusuf, Toastmasters. Everyone, please welcome Toastmasters.
Excuse me, I had to ask that has my name been called for the evaluator?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So today, going with our theme, myths and metaphors. There used to be something that my mother used to say to us. And we had this habit of stretching while eating dinner. She used to say that if you do that, whatever you eat will go into a donkey. So imagine that you're explaining this to your son, and you have to give a scientific reason why this happens. If your son stretches while eating, whatever he eats will go into a donkey's stomach. So give a scientific explanation of this. Word of the day is enigma. Thank you so much. And again, use your imagination. You don't need to be scientifically accurate.
Yeah.
You can't be, in fact. You better not be.
First of all, I always have to convince my son, my daughter to come to dinner because most of the time they take mobile, use the app, watching some reels on Insta and things like that. So we have to call them. Oh, come, son, dinner is ready. No, Papa, I'm not hungry. I've eaten noodles, I've eaten fries, so I'm not coming. And then he stretches on the bed. And then I say, if you are not coming to dinner, all which you have eaten will go in the donkey's stomach. So it never works. Really, for today's generation, just to convince them, having dinner is better than watching any games or news. It's very difficult. Anyway, so whenever they feel like hungry, they come and they say, okay, now we want to eat dinner. Like we are the slaves and they are the masters. So that's, but although it's very difficult to convince them, they argue a lot and they ask some scientific explanations. They tell us, look, Father, this is an age of artificial intelligence. Everything is available on Google. Everything is available on chatbot or whatever you call. So you cannot, we are just going to search it on Google and we'll find out what's the reason. So these metaphors are not going to work. But anyway, we tell them that, look, it has been told by our ancestors, it works and you have to follow them. But still, I think I have made my point there. So over to Toastmasters.
Thank you so much. We have another Toastmaster from CA Toastmasters Club, this time online. Toastmaster Chetin Fauja, are you there? Okay, perhaps he's away. So I can see that Toastmaster Fahid has his phone. Toastmaster Fahid, are you there? Oh, he disappeared. That's what Table Topics does. Okay. Yeah, he's there once again. Toastmaster Fahid, can we ask you for a table topic?
Hello, DT Amtala. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Can you turn on your video?
Yeah, sure, just wait.
All right. The Toastmaster Fahid, today our theme is myths and metaphors. And don't tell me you're in beach luxury.
I wish I was.
All right, all right. So today our theme is myths and metaphors. And we are asking for scientific explanations of some myths that we experience. So there used to be another thing that my mother and my wife also now tells to the children. And that is that after sunset, if you play beneath the trees, some jinn or bad spirit will possess. So you're explaining this to your kid, and you need to provide a scientific explanation as to why this happens. Word of the day is enigma. So everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmasters Fahid.
Thank you, DTM Tala. Just do you mind repeating that bit? What is the myth?
The myth is that if you play beneath the trees after sunset, some evil spirit will possess.
Okay, thank you. Hello, children. Listen to me. Your dad is speaking, and I shouldn't. I need not to give you the reason by the way of me being your father, but if I must, here it is. You see, there is a reason you shouldn't go in the dark under the tree. Don't forget about all the jinns and stuff. Okay, maybe you don't believe it. I'm not asking you to believe it. I will let you choose your own mind about it. But I am asking you not to go there simply because why take a risk? You have this big house. Go on the roof, man. I'm giving you the ball, bat, cricket, whatever you want to do. Just do there. Why do you have to go under the tree? Just imagine if there was any chance, there was a bad spiritual thing out there and catches you. I don't want to lose you in any way. I don't want you to go in another world. I want you to be with me. I want you to play like the way you play. I want you to be happy. Just don't do that stuff. It's not worth it. Go after dawn, go after 5, go after 5:30. As soon as the Fajr Azan comes on, go there, no problem. But don't go in the dark. I'm sure you will listen to me. And if you don't, you know what I'm going to do. With that, over to you, DTM Talha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fahim. Next, I also spied our dear President, DTM Surpras. Are you there?
Yes.
Are you available for a table topic, sir?
DTM Talha?
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So today we are talking about myths and metaphors.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Today we are talking about myths and metaphors. And you are tasked with a difficult task. Imagine that you are a newly...
Can you hold on? DTM
Yes.
Talha, just a second.
Yes, sure. If you're busy...
Okay, go ahead now.
Okay. Imagine you're a newly anointed mother-in-law.
There was some noise in the background. I just turn it
Yeah.
off. Sorry for the interruption, DTM Talha.
No worries at all. So imagine you're a newly anointed mother-in-law and you're convincing the bride-to-be to spill a pot of raw rice before entering the house for good luck. And you have to justify it scientifically to her. And word of the day is enigma. And of course, you don't have to be scientific. Of course, there's no scientific explanation for it.
So I
Use your
understand the newlywed wife.
You have
I'm
a...
supposed to ask her to take a pot of rice and
And
pour it
spill
around
it.
the house
Yes,
for
exactly. For good
good
luck.
luck and give her a scientific explanation.
Yeah. Why she should do that?
Is that correct?
Yes. Word of the day is enigma.
Thank you, DTM Talha, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Well, we hear about myths, mysteries, superstitions, magic, black magic. Some people believe it, some don't, some not sure. But from what I've heard, that there is such thing as black magic, especially in countries like Pakistan, where someone is envious or jealous, or someone, they'll go seek a person and ask them to do some voodoo stuff because people have said that they discovered something that in their house that was not part of the belonging. So how did it appear? And there are also people in Pakistan who claim that they can take a pan of water or a pot of water and look at it and actually see the face of the person who is responsible or behind the magic. Now, my newly bride, I'm assuming she is a member of Quantum Leap Toastmasters and she believes in science. So that'll make it easier for me to convince her that our foundation of the house not only needs water, but it also needs some rice around it, because the rice will retain that moisture and will help the foundation. So therefore, honey, sweet honey bunches, why don't you take this pot of rice and go walk around reciting some 3 ayahs and sprinkle the rice around the house. And she'll say, what for? I'll say, hey, well, there are 3 things that will happen to you. Number 1, soon you will have a child in your life. Number 2, wealth will show up. And number 3, your mother-in-law will stay away from you. And she said, oh, okay, that's a scientific reason. I'll go along and pour the rice. And then I'll make sure that she continues a membership in Quantum Leap. Back to you, ATM Talha.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Toastmaster Shakil Khwaja online. Toastmaster Shakil, are you ready?
3 topics.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay.
3 topics.
Just give me 5 seconds only.
Okay.
Yeah. The timer, who is playing the timer role? Karachi Toastmasters Club? Username?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
timer. Yes.
That's fine.
All right. Toastmaster Shakil, today our theme is myths and metaphors. And of course, one of a great subject of myths or fact is conjuring spirits, right? So if you were to conjure a spirit, who would you conjure and what would you ask that spirit?
Okay.
A word of the day is enigma.
Long ago, in a dark, sunny evening, I was sitting in my room with the candles lit up around me. Well, my friend had just advised me, why not try? Call a spirit. Well. I was sitting in the yoga position and just imagined the person I wanted to see. Suddenly, I heard 3 words: unity, faith, discipline. Gentlemen, education, you should not leave it at any cost. Well, I was surprised. The guy I was just listening was our founder of the nation, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. I was astonished. I tried to talk to him. Well, sir, you have got us this beautiful country. Really, you have all. But he was not replying me. He was just continuing in his tone. Gentlemen, just be honest in your dealings and look for the minority rights. Well, the word is yours. Sky's the limit. Well, I tried to listen to him, and suddenly my mom called me, Shakil, it's time for office. Why aren't you waking up? Well, it was a very memorable dream for me. Well, I got the message. If you don't shoot, it's 100% miss. So shoot. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shakil. And that brings our table topic session to an end. I think there was just one table topics who was here physically. Did they qual? I think all are qualified.
Yes.
I don't have any rule.
Uh,
Am I not qualified for table topic?
okay, just let me have a look at the agenda. Okay, yeah, we can have one more. So yeah.
Sorry for pushing myself.
Okay. So Toastmaster Iran. You must be aware of many legends and myths, right? Would you want any of them to actually come true? And if so, which one? So, word of the day is enigma, and madam, you're timing this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. TM Talav and Hamid, DTM Talav and Hamid. One of the most inspirational myth that I want to see alive in front of me is the genie who grants you 3 wishes. And there are 2 reasons for that. One is I always wanted to play a game with that genie. The first wish, what would it be? Wish for 1,000 more wishes.
Yeah.
You know, what a witty. I just want to check the wits of that genie. The second reason is that I want to experiment myself as well. What is the most important things in my life that I would want to ask that genie on impulse? And I have never actually brought myself to actually answer those questions. And probably that's why I'm asked. I will ask that genie for 1,000 wishes. So just I could have time and just play around. Wish number 1, wish number 2, wish number 3, and maybe on the 1,000th wish, I may be able to get what I want. The moral of this short story is that in impulse, you take actions, but whether it's right or wrong, there's no such thing as right or wrong. It's all relative. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And this time, our table topic session really comes to an end. And I'll hand over the charge to our Toastmaster today. And in that, I think all are qualified. Thank you. I'm floating the poll, everyone, please vote.
So we are back to our prepared speech segment, and before we move on, do you guys know that Turkish butcher Nusrat, who's famous from a salt bite? Do you guys know that?
Yeah. Sorry.
If you don't know him, he tries to split the salt like this on dishes. I was really amazed. Why does he do like this? If you guys have not noticed it, you should see him. He has a special way of splitting the salt to the dishes. And luckily today, I can sleep in peace, as I got the reason why he does this. As there is a myth of splitting salt, which says that one can throw a pinch of salt over their left shoulders, which is said to bind the devil who might be lurking there. So I guess he is very serious in this. So let's move on to our next speaker. And on our agenda, we have DTM Irfan Farooqi. Yes, he's there. DTM Irfan Farooqi is delivering his project from strategic relationship level 3 project 3, researching and presenting. The title of the speech is Industry 4. His evaluator is Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Industry 4, Toastmaster DTM Irfan Farooqi, the stage is yours.
I need to share my screen, please. First of all, I need the rights to share my screen, please.
Yes. Now you can share your screen.
It will take just 1 minute. with the guidelines provided to me by Talha bin Hamid, I'm trying to use my face in the presentation. I hope you can see me on your wall. Am I
yes.
audible and visible?
Yes, sir, but we'd appreciate if you could speak a little louder. Your voice is a little on the low side. Otherwise, yes, it's perfect.
So do you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So I can start now. Please start my time now.
Okay.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, the topic that I am trying to present before you, since it is based upon research and it needs certain citations, probably my style of presentation would not be what we normally try to follow in Toastmaster activities. First of all, I'm delivering my speech by sitting, and number two, you will only be able to see my hands. I'm talking about Industry 4, a new management concept. That's what I'm going to talk about you today. My dear fellow Toastmasters, what is Industry 4? Comparatively, a new concept which says that in modern organizational structures, when we have the ability to face IT and utilize technology, we can perform a different kind of organization. This is called Industry 4 because we mean that this is the fourth industrial revolution taking place. The first industrial revolution was when steam engines were invented. And then second, due to the electricity, when mass production started. The third was through the IT, and now this is fourth industrial revolution taking place. The most important thing is that in this concept, we have to use smart factories. Smart as we have smartphones. Factories are becoming smart. There are industrial gadgets, technology-based gadgets that control the production process automatically. And you can control them by sitting in your home or through your a laptop. They are smart factories. With these smart factories, we now change the production process. We now utilized IT in the supply chain, sales and services. And the major concept in this activity is that we want to go to a higher level, a new level of two things, visibility and insight. For instance, a person sitting in America can control the production process being operated here in Pakistan. That is the level of visibility. He can see what's going on in a factory. He can see, I have placed an order from America to a Pakistani organization. Are they manufacturing my item? He can see. Insight, there's a big data available. Big data has become a terminology. A lot of data is available. So you use that data, try to predict the future, and that is how our modern organizations are working. There are four basic components of smart production. I just want to say one thing. Unfortunately, while I'm presenting, I'm not able to see the time. So if you can just say green, yellow, and red by mouth, it would be helpful for me. There are four basic components of Industry 4 revolution: smart production, global networking, improved engineering, and innovative technology. Smart production, as I have already explained, now computerized production processes controlled through computers, and they are operated from remote locations. Global networking is use of IT with which you are connected with the whole world. Improved engineering, we'll talk about it later, that manufacturing process is no more the old process, rather a new type of industrial production is taking place. And the third is technologies. This all has happened because of the process available in the form of technologies. So what are the basic components of this Industry 4? On right side, I have mentioned the citations from where from the articles, peer-reviewed articles from where I have taken these 7 basic components. First of all, IoT means Internet of Things. So first of all, it was Internet for people. Now it is Internet of Things, means you use mobiles to control your production process. Internet of Things, you are out of your home, you are sitting in America, your house is in Pakistan. From America, you can switch lights of your home. You can switch off the lights from your home. So Internet of Things. Number 2 are the robotics. Initially, robots were used in the production process of car manufacturing. But now robots are used, and because of the precision of the robots, they are utilized in every form of the production process. Number 2 is big data. A lot of data is generated every minute. They are stored because of the cloud computing. Now the data is connected, so large data is available. How to analyze the large data? There is artificial intelligence available. We use it. 4th important, additive manufacturing. This is a new form of manufacturing that I was referring. The old technology, for instance, we had to make a gear. For that, we had to build a cast. We had to build a cast, and then we used to pour the metal in it, then take it out. Now it's not the process. Now if you try to Google, for instance, just Google on General Electric, you will find a very good example. What is additive manufacturing? A layer of plastic is layered, beam cuts, makes holes into it, another layer, another cut, another layer, another cut. Finally, a product is prepared and there is no wastage. Absolute new form and way of manufacturing that reduces waste and is precise because it is done through lasers. ERP is an old thing now. RFID, radio frequency identification. You can identify which component is where. And cloud computing, you don't need a physical server in your office. A remote server is available in America. Just do whatever you want to do. A very high component sources available. What are the barriers? We lack infrastructure. It requires a lot of computers, a lot of modern machineries. People are resistant to change. It requires a lot of funds. You are not very sure whether we will be successful or not. You need to understand how to do the computing, digital skills. And then when you are using extensive computers, you need cybersecurity. And then you have to understand how to manage the data. What are the benefits if we do it? Production customized, it's a new customized product. Exactly whatever you want to make, you can make. Production quality is very high. We are using robots, we are using laser beams, so it is excellent quality. Operational costs are reduced because manpower is reduced, wastes are reduced, productivity is enhanced, and then we are more confident to use the control processes. Thank you very much. Industry 4 is the future. We are adopting, the whole world will be adopting. Back to you, tabletop, back to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, DDM and Irfan Faruqi, for the detailed presentation and your speech. I really wish that the metaphor which says time is money would have been actually true. Can anyone guess why? Time is money. I wonder if it had been really true. In actual, all the ATM machines would have been time machines. Would have been able to go in our past. So it would have been a lot of fun, right? So now we are moving on to our 6th speaker. Our 6th speaker is Toastmaster Abid Ali Hami. He is delivering his icebreaker today. His evaluator is Toastmaster Ibarista. The duration of the speech is 4 to 6 minutes.
Yes.
Yes. 4 to 6 minutes.
4 to 6 minutes.
Icebreaker speech. So
Thank you. So you can see the timer, right?
Fellow Toastmasters, today's I'm delivering my first speech, and I'm repeating like I have joined Toastmasters Club first time in 2005 when it was conducting the meetings at Awari Towers. And at that time, Toastmaster Salim was the president, a seasoned speaker. And then I met with seasoned speakers over there. Toastmaster Mazhar Jamil was there, late Toastmaster Mazhar Jamil, Toastmaster Hanif Sattar. I don't know whether Talal knows or not. And it was a distinguished club at that time. It was a big club. And I'm so honored at that time that I was the part of that club. And then afterwards, after a certain time, I was very much active at that time. But for last like 2009-10, at that time, I also became the president of the Karachi Toastmasters Club in 2010. And then afterwards, I maybe due to some occupied in other things, I lost the interest. And afterwards, like recently, I observed that my daughter needs Toastmasters meeting to attend, to bring her in the Toastmasters meeting, because I observed that she needs the confidence. She is a student of A levels, but I realized that she's not that confident. And by convincing her, although she is not interested, by convincing her, I was convinced to go again. Because this is the beautiful and this is the most effective activity. What I realized in my career, that it gives you so many qualities. Number one, it gives you a friend circle, new friend circle, which are very enthusiastic and which are very successful. Successful in that way that they are investing themselves. They are investing in their career. Their desire is to achieve something. And in my small span of Toastmasters career, I realized that it transforms your career, it transforms your personality. I have seen that people attended the Toastmasters meeting and they changed their profession, they changed their career, and they rose to a big level. So I realized that this is one of the most, important, most effective, and very, one of the least investment activity. I have seen that people who has gone to the even big universities, but they are not a good speaker. They are not a good leader. But by attending, the minimum thing is that you are giving your time and you are giving a meager amount of money which you are investing, what you are investing in your education. So this is the beautiful activity. This is the wonderful thing. And inshallah, I will try my level best to bring her here and make her the member. And secondly, in Toastmasters, we are always very positive thinkers. And beside that, when I observe that people are going and when they come here, their desire is not to be only good speaker, but also a distinguished Toastmaster. Like one of my friends mentioned about DTM, when he was asking one of my friends why you are not a DTM yet, although you have given so many speeches. So because it gives you the exercise, when you are giving, when you are coming here and you are giving the speeches, it gives you the stamina to come and to overcome your shyness, overcome your fear of public speaking. So the basic thing, the most important thing is the confidence which you get from the positive thinkers, from the people who are your friends and who want to see you successful. So this is, I think this is one of the wonderful activity, and I want to join it again with full enthusiasm. And with these senior people, inshallah, we will grow together.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ahmed, for the wonderful icebreaker, and I'm really inspired by your purpose of joining Toastmasters again. There is a myth, cross fingers, and we all wish that he succeeds in his plans. So now, moving ahead to our next speaker, we have yes, now we have DTM Talhabin Ahmed. He is delivering his project from Dynamic Leadership, Level 4, Negotiate the Best Outcomes. The title of the speech is Heads You Win, Tail I Lose. The evaluator of his speech is Toastmaster Megwar. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Heads you win, tail I lose. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. A few years ago, we were all living in the blissful times of being associated with Karachi Toastmasters. I was a club officer. We did not know of a brand manual. Neither were we restricted. And that's when we thought that, okay, Islamabad Toastmasters Club has a logo. Why not Karachi Toastmasters? So I started designing a logo. But then there was this pesky thing called executive committee. Everything had to be approved by them. And trust me, back then, it was not that easy to get things approved by executive committee. It had all the stalwarts, DTM Dr. Salim, DTM Salim, and a host of other very difficult people. When I designed the logo, just on a whim, I designed another variant of it, and then another, then another. So there were like 4 or 5 different variants of Karachi Toastmasters Club logo. Next, I shared them with the executive committee, and just like that, stumbled on the greatest negotiation technique ever known to man. That negotiation technique is called the illusion of choice. And no, you won't find that in the Toastmasters curriculum, because Toastmasters does not want you to use that. The secret recipe of illusion of choice is that you will always succeed at negotiating, because you will ensure that no negotiation takes place. How is that? I proposed those logos to the executive committee, and I asked them to pick one. And they picked one. They voted for one. And voila, we had a logo. But did you notice something? I did not actually ask them whether we needed a logo or not. It was purely coincidental. But that's when it clicked. It was the way to get things done. We are told that there are 4 negotiation styles. There's an accommodating negotiation style, which I translate as bending over backwards and acquiesce to every demand made. There is a competitive style where you make the other person bend over backward and acquiesce to your demands. There is a compromise where the final solution is equally horrific for both the parties. And finally, there is collaborative. But there is one slight problem with that. While reading through the materials, I realized one thing. Negotiating parties do not collaborate. Teams collaborate. And that is why the best negotiating tactic is not to negotiate at all, but rather ensure that there are no two sides of the table. There's just one single side of the table. And I put it to good use. My mother gives us a very hard time whenever we want to go out for dinner. So guess what I did? I stopped asking her whether we should go out for dinner. Instead, I offered two choices: fast food or desi. Once or twice, she was fooled. But then she is my mother also. So she said, the third time, since when did we decide to go on a dinner? Did I say that I wanted to go on a dinner? Did I ask you to take me to dinner? Do I look like I can go to dinner? And it all collapsed. But that apart, ladies and gentlemen, the true art of getting things done is teamwork. As long as you're on the two opposite ends of a negotiating table, it will always be a struggle to extract an outcome. And even if you extract the desired outcome, perhaps you won't walk away from the negotiation feeling good about it, and neither will the other party. And that is why you have to introduce a we element to the negotiation. Never talk about the negotiation in terms of us and them, or me and you. Instead, tell them that we are in this together and we need to reach a solution. And slowly and gradually you will realize that once you use this magic word we enough, slowly they lose their competitiveness towards you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I believe that our life is full of negotiations. For example, salary negotiations. One of the jobs that I was hired of offered me pathetic level of pay. They were over the moon because I had said yes. And they thought they had saved at least 50% of their expense. What they did not know was that I wanted to leave my old job at all costs. So in the end, contrary to appearances, this outcome actually was a win-win situation. The secret is just don't tell anyone how glad you are. Over to you. Thank you much, sir.
Thank you very much, DDM Talabin Ahmed, for the wonderful speech. He's been involved with Karachi Toastmasters Club since the logo was made. So I must say, I just recalled one of the metaphor that he's the ray of he's a ray of sunshine for Karachi Toastmasters Club. So now we are moving ahead to our next speaker. That's our speaker from a far distance. But we are really happy that you have joined us here, particularly Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. He's delivering his speech from strategic relationships. Level 1 project field, introduction to vocal variety and body language. The title of the speech is Being Yourself But Better. The evaluator is Toastmaster Imran Rana. The duration of this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Being yourself but better. The stage is yours.
what comes naturally to us? If I may ask again, what comes naturally to us?
Whatever we love.
Whatever we love. What I have understand are school, college, university, marriage, retirement. This is all we have thought has come naturally to us, and we are just moving ahead as a life cycle. We never thought that if we experiment each and every moment and steps of our life, we might be a different person. For example, in our early days, our parents used to hold us so that we don't go with some bad gatherings, or they hold us back so that we go and stick to the right path of our faith, our schools, friendship, and with our parents. But sometimes these small restrictions creates a rebellion in you. And that rebellion does not want to stick to the family gathering. He wanted to go out and have something else. Because those friends who are not with him say, you will never be able to get this admission. Your parents will never allow us. Somehow, you change yourself and become that person which no one in your home wants you or believes you to be that one. I was in similar situation on and off. I wanted to go big. But my parents used to tell, you're still young. No, don't take huge steps. Take small steps. Rebellion. I, at the age of 19, left Karachi and went abroad to Middle East. These steps of my life were very difficult because I didn't have quality education, no skills, and I left to some company without a contract. Anyhow, that is not the one which affects me more, because my upbringing helped me how to socialize with new members, new friends, new community, and somehow I loved the way I am. But I felt that there are people taking advantages of you, and that advantages were not worth, because whatever hard work I used to do, my managers get the promotion. I was unable to explain myself. Finally, in Toastmasters, in my recent past or first experience of public speaking, I had delivered a speech called Grip. And that grip was so important for me that it was still in my heart. I went to a bookshop looking for books. I'm not a reader, just to tell you, but I stepped in and found a book title called Grip. I got attached with it somehow. Friends, in life, there are many things which you don't want it, but somehow you live with it. And one big examples are our colleagues, our managers, our friends, who you make it You choose by yourself. This was the time when I had to grip all my upbringing to a level where I don't come to an argument. This is the moment when I felt that I should be presenting myself of all the hard work I have done, no matter what happens. So this happens. After a good completion of a month, I went to my manager and said, I finally crawling achieved the target. And she said, so what was it? I said, I did 40,000, finally, the minimum level. So how much was the profit? Immediately I said, 2,000. Then she said, it is not matter of 2,000, it is matter of percentage. How much is it in percentage? I said 5. She argued. The way I said, the way they thought, and the way people think is not I should measure my success. The way I feel, whatever I am, the better way forward is if you are satisfied. I did not went further with those conversations. But then moving ahead, I had one last thought of mine. No matter whatever happens on earth, I will be myself, but always a little better. A person who should not feel embarrassed of trying hard, being effective of presence, and love of what he is doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nadeep Mansoori, for sharing your wonderful story with all of us. And it's very true, as far as we are satisfied, that is all that matters. So when I was looking at the agenda today, I thought for a metaphor, and it says that the meeting will be at a war zone. But luckily, in terms of times, we have managed very well.
Yes, the unthinkable has happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Did all the speakers qualify?
Except Mohammed Iqbal,
For how long did he speak?
9.55.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Iqbal, you could see the timer, right? Yeah. But you still kept going, so unfortunately we'll have to.
No, he asked and we said, he asked you.
Yeah, I remember. So, okay, so I'll include those. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, actually it was Toastmaster Latif who said, please continue. Okay, fine. So we'll include, no worry.
So we have ended our prepared speech segments, right? And
Yes.
we have ended our table topics.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So now we are moving to the third segment of our meeting, that is general evaluation. As evaluations are is the breakfast for the champions. And now I would like to invite our general evaluator. Our general evaluator is, it says TV.
No, yeah, it's actually Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Okay, Toastmaster Imran Rana, our general evaluator. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We are moving towards the last segment, that is the evaluation segment. In this segment, we follow the sequence. First, we're going to have the prepared speech evaluation. Then we will have table topics speech evaluation. Then I'll collect reports from the facilitator. Finally, I'll present my feedback about today's meeting. So without further ado, let's call the first evaluator of the first speaker. The first speech was delivered by
Toastmasters.
Toastmaster Asghar, and he was evaluated by Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi. So I request Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, the virtual stage is all yours. Please present your advantage about this speech. Toastmaster Irfan, could we have you?
Yes, just a second, let me put
Sure.
my phones. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are
are.
perfectly audible, but not visible.
Trying to make myself visible because I'm also become a genie today, having heard so many stories about myths.
Are you granting wishes?
Okay, sir, can you see
I
the Karachi Toastmasters Club window is a timer window?
Yes, I can see. Thank you very much. So I start now.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Asghar Ali, with the presentation, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, with your presentation. And if I am right, your name is Asghar, because on the screen, your name is not appearing as Asghar. I also saw it previously, and I'm sure you are Mr. Muhammad Asghar. So when I go to your speech area, I would say it was absolutely a wonderful speech. And whenever I have observed your speech, and whenever I get a chance to evaluate your speech, the way you talk, the way sentences flow from your mouth, it doesn't seem that you're delivering a speech. It looks as if I'm hearing some poetry. You always use excellent words, excellent phrases, idioms, and to sometimes it looks to me as if you have been preparing for a CSS examination, and that has developed your English to that level. Coming to this speech that you delivered today, your voice modulation was very good. Excellent voice modulation. Your sound up and down as per the sentence, as per the emphasis needed, that was there. The second best thing was your hand movement. You were utilizing your hands, and the emphasis through hands was aligned with whatever you were saying. You shared your experiences in a voluntary organization, and there had been a few moments of sentiments when you talked about the suicide or whatever it was of a girl, a murder oblique suicide, the death of a girl, and how things went that way. If I say, I would say that overall, nearly everything was excellent in your speech, your eye contact, your vocal variety, your hand movement, everything was well. However, when I look at the topic, the expectation for me from the topic and whatever it is written also there were three things that I am not sure how it happened. First of all, you were supposed to lead that organization for 6 months. I believe you would have done it, but I'm not sure, have you done it or not? It seems you must have done it. Now, the second thing was that you were supposed to take feedback from your colleagues, a 360 feedback. I'm not sure whether you took that feedback and did you incorporate that feedback in your speech? That was not clear to me. Then a third requirement from that project is that you are the leader of that organization and you have to prepare your succession plan. So that also was not clear to me, whether you were just a member of the organization or you were the leader. So you did good with your speech, excellent delivery. Whenever you are addressing this topic, also include these three areas and your speech will become a comprehensive speech. Back to you, General.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi. I would like to suggest Toastmaster Asghar that instead of when you started the speech. So instead of describing that my project about the project, maybe you come up with a tagline or initial lines that captures the audience attention. So all in all, it was a good speech. So now we are moving towards the second speaker, and our second speaker was Toastmaster Iqbal, and he was evaluated by Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. So I request DTM Talha to please.
Yeah.
Please give your evaluation.
Okay. Meanwhile, please clap. Okay. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Mohammed Iqbal. I believe I would not be exaggerating if I would say that you mesmerized us today. We are not supposed to evaluate the evaluator, rather we're supposed to evaluate the speech. We are not supposed to evaluate the speakers. But in your case, your speech and yourself are intertwined. They cannot be separated. You had a very positive start by greeting the audience, and you instantly brought us into your spell. You're welcoming, you started with some very good imagery, and you were smiling. You had very good movements in the beginning. You had very good flow, and your voice has a mellifluous and soothing quality that we all enjoyed very much. You had good gestures and good vocal variety, although it could be amplified further, but it was there. And I also noticed while looking at you that your facial expressions were truly aligned with whatever you say. And that kind of harmony is very rare to see. It conveyed to us that you meant every word and you said what you meant. And finally, I was also very impressed with the vocabulary that you used, that the imagery that you painted, especially towards the end of the speech, towards the end of your talking time. The word usage was great. A few improvement areas. I believe there was no need to mention what was your topic because we all knew what was your topic. The Toastmaster of the day announced. So you just you could have utilized that time towards your speech. Secondly, you were standing still. You had a very low voice. You could have amplified voice a little bit. Although, make no mistake, we were hanging on to every word that you said. Your story was so engaging. But had it been a little bit louder, more expressive, we would have been engaged even more. For example, when you mentioned that you got admission in all the good colleges, you had the exact same tone as the rest of the speech. You could have said, and can you believe that I got admission in all the 3 good colleges? We could tell that you're a fundamentally decent and humble man, and it would be hard for you to do. But we have to cross that bridge sometime when making an expressive speech, because we are asking the audience to celebrate with us. It's not about crying. And finally, introduction of dialogue would help in your speech. And you could not end in time, it could have been better structured. So overall, great speech, very engaging, great imagery in line with your project, but you could have structured it better and amplified your vocal variety a little more. Over to you, General Manager.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha, for your evaluation. And what I would like to say about Toastmaster Iqbal's speech, that the level of enthusiasm was quite high and you delivered your speech from the bottom of your heart. So I thoroughly loved and you totally involved us in your speech. So just come up with little preparation. That's perfectly fine. Now we are moving towards the third speaker, and the third speaker was quite enthusiastic speaker, Toastmaster Meghwar. He was evaluated by Toastmaster Rafa. So I request Toastmaster Rafa to please come on stage and present your evaluation with a big round of applause.
Toastmaster Rafat, for timing, you just need to, no. If you can keep an eye on this screen, you'll see the timing colors here. Okay. So it's a little bit closer, so. Yeah, so whenever you start.
You will come.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Megwar. His speech is from level 3, project 2. It is the courage to the presenter to admit his weaknesses and boldly explain all struggle in his way to overcome such weaknesses without any hesitation. The speaker started speech with salutation. I observed good hand gesture and body movement during the speech. His open arm showed confidence. I also observed good vocal variety during the speech. I found good flow during the speech, which shows that Toastmaster Megwar is a composed speaker. Speaker admit and acknowledge the Toastmaster transformation in his life and showed that he is a live example of learning by doing. All in all, it is a good speech. Have a big round of applause for Toastmaster. Successfully completed the speech.
If you wish to, you have plenty of time. So, but okay, fine.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rafat, for your wonderful evaluation. Today, you delivered a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Megwar, and it could be your a contest speech with little tweaks. You can make this speech a very good contest speech. So it was quite inspiring. So you should start working on that. Moving on towards our fourth speaker, and Toastmaster Mufattal was our fourth speaker, and he was evaluated by Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. So Toastmaster Asghar, the stage is yours.
Just a second, Toastmaster. Let me just put the timing for you.
Is it me?
Yes, it's you.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to evaluate. Let me find out my evaluation sheet. Yes. Evaluation sheet. Mufaddal Murtaza, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. I am going to evaluate as a speech, and Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza was supposed to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body gesture, as well as to learn and practice non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. And he was talking about the vocal variety with the title of Milk and Water. Mufaddal, the first thing I like, which I like, is your confidence to speak uninterruptedly. Had I been in your place, I would have lost myself at least a couple of times during those 7 minutes. And the way you opt your subject to begin with, your gatherings, especially those gatherings which were held by your in-laws, totally relatable. The allure of dining out and the issues, and then you come your main topic, doodh pani. You were supposed to show your gesture in order to enhance the speech, and you did it very well. The way you put the show your hand to put the water into the glass, and then you're 3 years old while talking. When you said your 3 years old daughter, you showed your hand to, the visualize the size of a child, and we got, when you said we got, well, that must be your child anyway. And then the way you stand and wait for his response. And then the way you mimic your child, doodh and pani. And finally, and the way you said the toy glass, when you are talking about the toy glass, you put your hand together in the form of a glass, and that you are supposed to demonstrate these gestures during your speech, and you did them well. And then once you said your wife at the back was observing both of you, and you indicated by your hand that you are referring your back, and that's good. The way you create you conclude your speech with the takeaway lesson that the effective communication is to listen actively. And I'm very happy that your child taught this. The effective communication is to listen actively before reacting over it. But you could have make your speech more effective by coming up more by mimicking more dialogue from your child. You could have made a conversation with your child and mimicking his voice in order to magnify your vocal variety. So your vocal variety, I think you did not perhaps take more time for the vocal variety, but overall it was very good speech. And we heard about the doodh pani is actually good morning, and it's good to know about you and your child. Thank you very much for sharing your story. Keep it up. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Oscar and Toastmaster Mufaddal. What I loved about your speech that it was quite a simple idea, a simple personal story, and you delivered a wonderful message. So hats off to you, and keep delivering these wonderful speeches. Our next speaker was DTM Irfan Farooqi, and he was evaluated by Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. So we request Toastmaster Mansoor to please deliver your speech. Evaluation.
Thank you. You can see the timer?
Yes, I can see it.
Oh.
Mr. Give it time. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today, it was a privilege to evaluate distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. I really admire the way he thought of presenting this research of Industry 4. I feel that it was very much crude because it is the need of an hour. Every one of us are looking what is now on Industry 4.0. First, what I loved about the speech delivered by distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. It was a smooth transition of slides. The voice clarity, time management was very much because he was respecting each and everyone's time present here and on the screen. And he showed the confidence of what he is presenting. Now, every speech or presentation has a level up room. And I would like or suggest if distinguished Toastmaster Irfan would have had this made a huge impact. So, distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, how do you start your speech saying who in audience and how this presentation will impact would have made a difference. All of those people who are in the industry or looking for an upliftment would have gathered. Second, you said presentation. In your presentation, you said smart technology. How about if you said smart technologies like smartphones and watches for smart people? Or had it a little bit of more humor? had a little bit of laughing around this room also. Last, but I feel this project has always mentioned, and which is missing in your slides, were those stats, numbers to prove your differences between industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, or what we have now. Last, in this work on to move on with, one of those where you said many things are coming up, which is the most advanced in 4.0, let's say, which is the AI. Lastly, but to challenge yourself, I suggest you need to start, you don't need to start with saying this is not a traditional speech where I will stand and deliver. And add some transformations like the car transforms or technology on your slides. Little bit more of improvement, it would be the best presentation ever received. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Lateef. I just want to say that Toastmaster Khan, it was quite an informative speech, and with your storytelling skills, you had us in your speech, so it was quite interesting. First, I thought I should not. This speech may not grab my attention, but it was a good speech, and I was thoroughly involved in your speech. So hats off to you. Now moving towards the icebreaker, Toastmaster Abid Ali. Habib has restarted his journey, and to evaluate his icebreaker speech, let's welcome Toastmaster Hiba Khan on stage. Toastmaster Hiba, the virtual stage is yours. Toastmaster Hiba, are you with us?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, PM Abid Ali Habib. What I liked about your speech was that you had confidence and I could detect no signs of nervousness. There was good clarity in your speech and there was no fumbling or any other hesitation. Good hand and body gestures were present in your speech, which you used to express yourself as a speaker. There was good eye contact in your speech, and I found you looking at both the camera and physical audience. However, there were some areas of improvement. Firstly, you could have come up with a title to your speech. Secondly, you could have told us a bit about your background, which was missing, such as birth, education, background, family background, and hobbies, since it's an icebreaker. Thirdly, you could have covered the speaking area a bit more by making your body flexible. Fourthly, you could have incorporated a bit of more vocal variety to bring more interest to the audience. Overall, it was a good effort and good luck for your upcoming speech. I hope I qualified.
Yes, more time to.
You can add something more. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Okay.
Yes.
I guess that's about it. I have nothing to add more.
So we wish
the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hiba. As she just completed her presidentship, so now she's the immediate past president, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all I say to Toastmaster Abid Ali Habib that we wish you all the best. We look forward to some more amazing speeches. Since you were one of the inspirational sources to me, when initially when I attended the Toastmasters meeting, and you came as a Toastmaster of the day, and it was quite inspiring to see you. So you are one of the sources of inspiration.
That's why you also don't make people.
I'm following the footsteps.
But now Amitabh is back, so you have no excuse.
But I am ahead of it. Okay. So, Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid was our seventh speaker, and let's welcome Toastmaster Megwar to present his evaluation about the model.
Thank you. DTM Talab bin Hamid. Really, I think this is the second time I'm evaluating the speech of a great man. He's my mentor, and I'm feeling proud. The speech pathway was this dynamic leadership, level 4, negotiating the best outcome. Heading was the heads, you win, tail, I lose. Really, as I joined the Karachi Toastmaster Club, the person I met who was the DTM Talab in Hamid. And then the meeting was shifted on the online, but he was the only person who was every time he messaged me to join. And again, by negotiating, he became the success. And again, I rejoined the Karachi Toastmaster Club. So I really appreciated DTM Talab bin Hamid. I'm feeling proud. Really, we need everybody as the mentors, such like DTM Talab bin Hamid. Sir, your speech was really fantastic. I always eager to listen your speech. And you are really, how you have started the speech as being a club officer in the KTSC, you have fulfilled your responsibility. When you are inspired to the Islamabad Club and through the monogram, and then you initiate the work on the monogram, and good thing is that you are the good negotiator. And finally, you have given the 4 options, just like we are given an MCQs. There is no option, just you have to click on the one option. So you have decided yourself that I am a success. You have confidence because you have given the 4 options. There was no other option to other DTMs. And finally, really you have designed the monogram as I saw others color, but there were only pictures on the background. But Karachi Toastmaster Club is the only monogram where you get the message from this monogram. As Muftala said that the sun rising is give them good message. And then you also put the historical places of Karachi's, and then this review. Really, it's the amazing logo as I not found anywhere, just like. So you have a really, I believe that the negotiate, if you are negotiate by compromising person, then you are the success in the world. But still, you know the mother is the mother, but still you have to work how to manage the mothers. So really, your eye contact, you are very comfortable, and you have covered all, right? And really, we were all the participants were attracted from start to end. Or Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Megwar. I was lucky enough to be the president at that time when we launched the logo of Karachi Toastmasters Club. So I was there as a president.
Now you know, right? You got an action.
Okay, last but not the least, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, and I was the evaluator, so you can start timing. Just being yourself better.
But better.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's a great honor to see Toastmaster Latif live not all the way from the Kuwait, but from Beach Luxury Hotel. It's always great to see you physically, meet you physically. So today you delivered a speech, being yourself, but better. So you started your speech with a question mark, and you grabbed all our attentions at once. And I would say a little about the content of your speech, because it's the speech should be evaluated on your body language and your vocal variety. So, okay, so it was a good speech delivered with great confidence and with a message, and that's the best thing about your speech. But I felt that you started with question mark, but maybe you forgot to add some addition, like once after the question mark, you maybe you should have said that fellow Toastmasters and guests. So it was missing. So it felt like that you started the speech with the story, not with the opening statement. You brought up humor, and it was a good thing. Throughout your speech, your body language was perfectly aligned with your speech. You used the stage wisely. Your hand gestures were perfectly aligned. It was open, and especially the counting gestures, it was quite great. Throughout your speech, your vocal variety. Initially, it was good, but as the speech passes, it felt like it was monotone. And I observed that the pace of your speech was quite slow. Maybe I would like to challenge you to have more content and have a little pace while delivering your speech. I would like to see how you deliver that, because with slow pace, it felt like losing the interest of the audience. So maybe next time, I hope you'll be here and delivering your speech in next meeting. So I want to see the pace of your speech, maybe add some pace, and need to work upon the vocal variety of your speech, because throughout the speech it was monotone, but overall it was a wonderful speech with a humor and with a message. So need to challenge on that. Overall, it was a wonderful speech. So over to myself. Okay, before calling to the general evaluator, as a secretary, I have to make an announcement. Yesterday, Toastmaster Fahim Razak became a father of a beautiful girl. So I request all of you to come here and let's wish Toastmaster Fahim Razak. And Toastmaster Fahim Razak,
Please turn on you.
we request you to please turn on your camera. So everyone, please come.
Oh, he's not under the tree. Yeah. There he is. Wow.
Congratulations.
This is how every father looks before taking the baby home.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, please. The stage is yours.
Or what?
I will give you an announcement and we will
What?
let's
Congratulations. Congratulations. May you have many more.
There you are. Oh.
My wife would disagree, but thank you. But thank you, everyone. Much appreciated.
May Allah bless all the happiness and goodness in life to the parents and to the young child. Maybe you can.
Ameen.
So, okay, so sincere congratulations once again. And I personally believe that daughters are perhaps the greatest blessing, or one of the greatest blessings that can come from God. And you're lucky and you're blessed. And we pray that she is not only a luck and blessing for you, but for all of us, because she is a daughter to all of us.
Yes.
Thank you, inshallah. And if you make sure make sure you guys are present in person next week, because the sweets will be in order, inshallah.
Oh, yes.
So no worries, you're going to have many sleepless nights.
Yeah. Everyone can stay as they are. Let's take a screenshot and so Toastmasters. Yeah,
Sorry, President,
yeah, he's already there.
you can
So
ask President to take.
yeah. Yeah. Toastmaster Megwar is coming to the stage. Yes, sir. Please offer your presidential congratulations. And Toastmaster Shakir and Toastmaster Asghar, if you can turn on your screens, that would be great. Yeah.
So we can make next meeting a celebration meeting. Since we have so many birthdays on in the month of October.
So everyone is, come on, everyone will be. Come on. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, so the problem is that while taking a screenshot, I'm not coming. So
Why don't you ask someone?
who, oh yes, okay.
Sarfraz can take this.
Yeah, DJ Sarfraz, is it possible for you to take a screenshot?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Why are you hiding? Yeah.
Is it?
Thank you. Thank you.
Somebody was this.
Okay, now it's time for, I request the timer if all the speech evaluators qualified as per timing.
I think 2 were below the minimum time
Toastmaster time.
and Toastmaster rubber. Yes, but I think what do we do,
Since
Mr. Secretary?
President is in the meeting.
Yeah. Oh, those DTM surprise. What do we do with the evaluators who spoke, who completed their evaluations very efficiently, overly efficiently? I must say.
I guess the rule is, that we exclude them, but go ahead and include them today in honor of Fahim Razak.
Okay. Oh, wow. Toastmaster Fahim, I bet you never imagined to be bestowed with such a gift. So congratulations.
The best gift my daughter could have.
Yeah.
Okay, now I would request the table topic evaluator, DTM Irfan Faruqi, to come on stage and present table topic evaluation. The stage is yours, DTM Irfan.
I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Sir, can you speak a little bit louder, please?
Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, now, yes. Yes.
All right. Just give me a second, please. So in today's table topic, we had 5 speeches. And first of all, overall, the table topic master, Talha bin Hamid, emphasized using the word of the day. That was something good. I would say that it could someone else to tell whether somebody used it or used the word of the day in speeches or not. But it was good that he reminded everybody. He reminded everybody about the time. He encouraged people. And the first speaker was Master Yusuf. And he was talking about if you do this after the food, then all the food goes into the donkeys. And we had heard about cat, but today probably in different areas it would be called different. So different mothers are calling it in a different way. He started very well immediately without any hesitation. He was able to utilize his hands very well. However, when he was making a dialogue, the vocal variety could have been changed in that dialogue to facilitate the listeners that these are two different people. So in the same dialogue, it was used. Another thing that could have been improved was the closing. It was an abrupt closing. He could have managed it. Had he managed it in a proper way, the impression would have been far better. Overall, very confident way of speaking. Secondly, Toastmaster Shakil was requested, but he was muted. So instead of him, Toastmaster Fahim Razak was invited, and his area of communication was their mothers, as they say, don't sit after the sunset under the roof, under the shelter of a tree, because then jinns would come up. And we just came to know that Fahim Razak has a very huge house. Someday would love to come his roof where we can play, children can easily play cricket. So nevertheless, you have disclosed that it's a big house. So I see you have a big heart. Next time the whole Toastmaster meeting, KTC meeting can be conducted in your home. The things that you were talking about, the good things that you became suddenly dad, and not of the 21st century dad, you suddenly became a 19th century dad, because you started ordering people. That your tone was like a 19th century father. Orders were very clear in your voice. So I thought that it is my own dad talking to me. Because when you said no reasons needed to tell you why I'm saying, oh, that was quite like my parents. Your whole mood in the speech was very light, and it was enlightening, because when you were talking very slowly, very gently, very enthusiastically, yet but very soft and in a lighter mood. So everybody was very smiling, and that we could also see on your face a very angry dad in tone, but face is smiling. That is something very unusual, which I observed in your speech. Third speaker was Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir, and the best thing about Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir is that when he talks, his eyes and his forehead also talks. And that is something not very easy for anybody. And he comes closer to the screen, tilts his head like this, and then we can very easily see how his eyes are talking. So the best moment, best posture, gesture is eyes and forehead. And he probably understands that he's good at it, and that's why he tries to focus his speech through that. Content was very good, but he made a big change. He was asked to become mother-in-law, and he became father-in-law. And he became afraid of the mother-in-law by saying that mother-in-law would go away. Sir, you are mother-in-law. And if that becomes true, that is you who will go away. Facial expression was good. Vocal variety was also good. Then came Shakil Khaja, and topic given to him probably Conjuring. Maybe he has seen those movie or Conjuring movies or not. Just 2 days ago, I went to see the movie Exorcist Part 2 with my son in the theater, and it was an IMAX theater. Unfortunately, 10 people were sitting in a huge IMAX theater watching that Exorcist 2 movie, although it was a good movie. So something that you said about spirits, genies, you were supposed to bring some genie, but what you brought in was Qaid-e-Azam. So it is a good thing that you met Qaid-e-Azam, but unfortunately it was just a dream. But something you started was very unusual. I would like to see a situation. You said it was a dark, sunny evening. I wonder how is it possible that it is a dark and it is sunny? But this is how you started in a dark, sunny evening. Something I would love to see. Our last speaker was Toastmaster, probably Imran. That is what I heard. And legends who come true, which legend would come true? And he said that he will call Genie and would ask him for 1,000 wishes. I tell you, this is the same thing I desire. And every night when I go to bed, and due to some reason, if I'm not sleepy, I can't go to sleep. You know what I do? I start thinking, dreaming about a vision, a story that I found a genie. I have found a genie. And genie says, what do you want? And I said, oh, give me a ring that has the ability to turn everything into gold. And now I'm converting into gold. And within few seconds, I fell asleep. So I was afraid that same story is coming up. Maybe I would sleep and you would all watch me sleeping on the screen. That didn't happen. Your hand movement was very good. You created a good interest. And one thing that you said, right and wrong, is relevant. Something I like best about is right and wrong is relevant. Yes, it is relevant. Once right is anybody else is wrong. Overall, it was a good speech. So total session was also good. However, table topic master said one thing, that we have to justify these myths through scientific reasoning. That is nearly a very difficult task. And I believe none of us was able to scientifically justify. So it would have been better that you just say that, okay, go and justify this myth. There's no reason to restrict it with science, because it is not the quantum leap session. It is Karachi Toastmaster session. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, for such a wonderful and hilarious table topic evaluations. And I request you to please cast your vote for prepared speech evaluators, prepared speaker, and table topic speakers. Votes are still needed, right?
Yes.
To break the tie.
And also for best evaluator.
Yes, I've just announced. Now it's time for me to take reports from facilitator or grammarian and word master was Toastmaster Shah. So I request Toastmaster Shah to present his findings. So the stage is yours.
Well, a very good evening to all of you. And TTM Talha and TM Asghar has the opportunity to use the word of the day. One time TTM Talha used Enigma, and one time TM Asghar. And TM Asghar said once, what eye doesn't see, heart doesn't grieve over. A nice word. And all were a very good speaker, and it is very difficult to me to find out some grammar error. But I have just few. Someone use my purpose is trying to get admission instead of my purpose was trying to get admission. And again, someone used that request to my mother, and it should be requested to my mother. And the third one is upbringing help me, and it should be upbringing help me. So this is from my side. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shah. May I request the art of the Toastmaster Iqbal to present your report? Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Toastmaster Megwar 8 times. Toastmaster Yusuf 2 times. Toastmaster Fahim Razak one home. Toastmaster Abid Ali Habib, one. Toastmaster Imran Rana, two. Yes.
Thank you so much for the perfect call, and we have the timers report, the Toastmaster report. Can give us the timers. report. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the best report. Okay, now it's time for me to evaluate the meeting in general. Today's meeting quite exciting, quite interesting, and quite engaging. We have wonderful prepared speeches, 8 prepared speeches, and all of them quite engaging. I really loved the enthusiasm of Toastmaster Iqbal and Toastmaster Vela Ram, the way they delivered the speech. The table topic session was quite humorous, and hats off to DTM Tanha and DTM Irfan Faruqi for such a wonderful evaluations and for such an amazing topics. And all those speakers who nailed it, they were spot on in the table topic speeches. So they tackled the topic quite effectively and delivered wonderful speeches. The only area of improvement which we can work upon is about the timing. Although we managed it quite well, maybe we could start on the time so that we can cover up more time as well. So I request all the members to please step up for the rules whenever RBP requests for the rules so that there will be no slot remains empty. Overall, I thoroughly loved today's meeting. We had wonderful speeches, and especially Toastmaster of the Day, you did a wonderful job and engaged us throughout your meeting. So with that, I would like to hand over the charge back to the Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, for the wonderful evaluation. I guess it's time to turn off the meeting. There's a famous metaphor says that time is the thief, but I say KTC is the thief of the time. So that's all from my side. Over to you. You have some
Mr. President.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How many times? Like, how
How
long?
Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mufaddal. Great job as team out. And please vote if you're not already voted for best speaker, best table topic speaker, best evaluator. And vote will be coming soon, the poll for best facilitator and the best of big four, which was the Toastmaster of the Day, table topics master, table topics evaluator, and general evaluator. At this time, I would like to ask our guests to come forward at Beach Luxury Hotel and present their comment about the meeting.
We don't have any guests.
Is it Toastmaster Yusuf, one of our guests at Beach Luxury?
He's left. He's left.
Appreciate your comments, please.
Sir, he has left. He's left. I am unmuted. Sir, can you hear me? DTM Surprise, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, the guests
I can hear you now.
Yeah. The guests have left actually.
Okay. So no guests over there?
Yeah, no guests.
We have online guest Toastmaster Shakir Khwaja.
Yes.
Thank you, DTM Sarfraz Nadeem. it's always fun to attend KTC meeting, whether it is on site or online. There is always new learning for me every time. Thanks all of you for giving me an opportunity in table topic.
Thank you, appreciate it. Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, even though you're not really a guest, you would like to say a few words. And
Yes.
before you mention your comment, I would like to thank you and congratulate you on using your slides as virtual background. Good job, very clear and concise slides that you presented. Over to you, Toastmaster Irfan.
Thank you very much. That whole concept of how to use slides as background was taught to me by none other than Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, and all thanks to him. Through him, I learned how to do it. And I made a mistake that when I was trying to put my picture, I switched off all views, so I was unable to see the timer screen. So that I learned today, that I should not switch all the views. Anyways, thank you very much. As you said, I'm no more guest in this club. Whenever I want to deliver a speech, I am allowed by this club, and the feedback that I receive is always an excellent speech, excellent feedback. That's why I try to deliver some serious speeches over here, and others on other side. Just wanted to share with you that inspired from you, Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir, I have completed my one pathway in 90 days using multiple clubs. So if I could continue like that, by the end of the year, I will complete all my 11 pathways. But paying $20 for each pathway is a very expensive proposal. So I probably will not be following your footsteps in that way. For you, $20 may be very little amount, but for me, I would have to think multiple times, should I complete 11 pathways in 1 year or not? Nevertheless, I tried it. I completed one pathway in 90 days, but I can complete one pathway in 1 month, because each month I have seen that I attend more than 20 Toastmaster meetings. So that is very easy for me to complete a full pathway in 1 month. But there is another thing that I have learned from you. You said you never repeated your speech in 11 pathways. Well, that is not possible for me. I do repeat my speeches from here and there. But overall, thank you very much. Thank you, the community, for welcoming me. All the best to everybody.
Thank you, Toastmaster Irfan. Slight correction. I did not repeat the same speech at KTC. Some of the speeches, I modified them slightly based on my own self-reflection and evaluation and the feedback that I received from the evaluator. And tried, for example, the one was on obstacles, which I used that for body language. And I remember DTM Talha bin Hamid saying that people say you cannot give a speech in front of a camera when it comes to body language. And it was about the race, obstacle race. And I tried that then in person at one of the local clubs, slightly modified from this Zoom meeting. So not all 180 speeches were different, but more than 50 or so were all new that were given at KTC. And congratulations on you completing your pathway. And I've seen you giving a speech every week. I've also seen you attending, I think, at Quantum Leap, WordWise, KTC, CA, Toastmasters. And each time you turn around, you look at a few posts on District 122 events, there's your picture or your name shows up. So thank you for being a very, very dedicated Toastmaster. And you mentioned something about who helped you with the virtual background. Totally, it's obvious whenever someone comes up something new that they've learned, there's no doubt that the man behind that is DTM Talha bin Hamid. just like if something has to do with contest or someone giving a speech and then taking that speech and using it in a contest, we know it has to be Toastmaster Imran Rana behind that. So we have some great pillars in KTC. Toastmaster Fahim Razak, he is our member. He's not a guest, but congratulations. He's a new Abu, Papa, Father, Daddy, Dad, whatever he's going to be called. And we would like to invite you to come in the near future and give a speech on your experience as a new father. When my first daughter was born, a first child, I was not a Toastmaster, so I could not give a speech, but the hospital where she was born, they had a newsletter, and I wrote an article in there under the title, A Star is Born. And that reminded me, so in your case, instead of writing in a newspaper, I would like to hear you give a speech at KTC. And I'll ask DT and Talha to make a note to put you as one of the speakers in one of the upcoming meetings.
Already done.
So you're welcome to say a few words, new Papa.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely comments. As far as the speech is concerned, I hope my daughter does something funny over the next week or so that I can bring it, that I can use it in the speech. But so far it's been a lovely feeling, and I think I can. Yeah, the words can't express these feelings. But yeah, I will try and put it into words if I can. But thank you for the lovely comments again.
No, she will not do anything funny. There will be plenty of material out of what you do and how you deal with the situation. So,
that's true. That's true.
And DTM Talha, is Toastmaster Abed Ali Habib still in the room?
he is left.
Or did he leave?
Yeah, he's left, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I was glad to hear, he mentioned he's a past president, I understand, of KTC.
Yes.
And he mentioned Wari Hotel, that brought back memories, because that was where I attended my first meeting of KTC in person. And he mentioned that he wants his daughter to join. And the best way, you can pass on this message to him is for him to show her the example instead of forcing her, asking her, saying, oh, you need to improve, you need to come. He needs to show so that she can see, hey, what happened to you, father? And he said, oh, I'm a member at KTC again, or I'm giving speeches at KTC, and this is what's happened to me. And she'll follow him. Because that reminded me a long time ago of one of our clubs in District 25 that, back then we were meeting in person. One of the guests came, and when he was asked to give us some comments, this was the first time he was attending a Toastmaster meeting. After every 2 words, he had an or You could barely understand what he's saying. And he said, I'm here not for myself. I'm here for my son. I want him to join. I think it's a good thing he should join, but he did not want to come. I said, wait, we couldn't understand if the son does not want to come, how you going to help him by you coming? And then when he talked, we said, hey, first you need to come. I mean, we couldn't tell him in that way, but we did invite him, hey, why don't you join? And maybe your son will join. And at this time, we'll ask our vote counter if the ballots are ready.
Yes, sir. They are ready. Okay. So the best speaker today goes to Toastmaster Mufaddal. Congratulations. Best table topics goes to the newborn father, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Best evaluation after a tough contest, a very tough contest, goes to Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Best facilitator goes to our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Kara. And finally, it is a first that I have seen in KTC's history. for Big Four, only one person has taken all the votes. So either people were sleeping during the rest of the Big Three, or he has cast all the votes himself. Toastmaster of the day, has made a clean sweep of the Big Four vote. Congratulations. I haven't seen anything like that. You deserve it.
Critics.
Thank you, GTM Talha, and congratulations to the winners. So that's great. 8 speakers, and we were just few minutes off the schedule. So that's great. And now for the Critics' Choice Awards. In third place, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Glad to have him in person giving a speech. In second place, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. Good job. And in first place, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Congratulations, and we won't ask for a revote.
I'm so glad that we introduced a Critics' Choice.
Thank you to all our facilitators, helpers, role players, speakers, evaluators, table topic speakers, and guests who joined us to make this meeting, again, a great meeting. Thank you for joining us. We will look forward to seeing you again next week. But before we officially adjourn, I would like to ask DTM Talha if he has any announcements as Education VP.
Yes, so we would like to invite expressions of interest for the TMOD next week. So who would like to be the Toastmaster of the day?
Toastmaster Latif.
What about you, Toastmaster Fahim?
Yes, either Fahim or either Latif.
I would like to do a speech next week, inshallah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So
good.
no TMOD. So
How about
okay.
TM Latif?
Who else?
If he's going to be there, he can do it in person.
Toastmaster Latif, why not?
Yes, in person.
Okay. Toastmaster Latif is TMOD. And who'd like to make speeches? Okay. Latif, Fahim, who else? Megwar, Fadl, and Balsa, or okay. Yeah, Imran needs to, yeah. Who else? Quick. Okay, Toastmaster as well. All right. Yeah, complete the agenda and leave. Yeah, I've noted his name. DTM Sarfraz, I'm listening you now.
Yes.
By the powers vested by you in me.
Yes.
I'm pronouncing you.
Toastmaster Iqbal would like to make.
Iqbal. Okay, great. What? Okay,
Mr. President,
So, thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity. We have a
I have a query.
and
I have
see
a
you all
query.
next week.
I
you.
have a query. Just query.
Yes, Toastmaster Asghar.
Okay, Mr. President, can we request DTM Thala to show us how to do the presentation? Because at this age we can't join any technical institute to learn how to present the way DTM Thala usually does it. Because
are you talking about the background PowerPoint slides where you can also show your face on top of it?
Yeah.
No, how to do it? Can you?
He has already complained to me privately. Now he's airing it.
Huh?
You've already complained to me privately. Now you're airing it. So what I can do is that it's difficult to show on Zoom. So I'll shoot a short video, and share it in the group. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Because I'm facing this problem.
It will be great for me as well.
Sorry?
It will be great for me as well.
All right.
Okay.
All right, great. So thank you so much, everyone, and see you all next week.
Thank you. Have a great week.